comes to kitchen tools, nothing is more important than a razor-sharp chef's knife. As you can see, I'm a big fan of the Wusthof collection. And this right here is the Wusthof 8-inch classic chef's knife. Well balanced, razor sharp, minimal care, cleans easily, never chips. This thing stays sharp. I recommend getting a good chef's knife. Try it at the store if you can. It's comfortable in your hand, go for it. This is how to keep it sharp. Now, this is a honing steel. It doesn't actually sharpen the blade, but it does realign the microscopic teeth that get out of whack when you use it. So every time you cook, when you're done cooking, run your blade along the steel. 2 or 3 times is plenty. On to the rest of my tools. A few other indispensable tools that I have in my kitchen. One is an excellent cast iron pan, something you can rely on, that sears really well, holds heat really well, with a handle that I can tilt for basting. And then of course, a Dutch oven. You can do everything in this, from braising, searing, soup making, to deep frying. You can put it in the oven. It's easy to clean. They last forever. Get a good one. And then I've got 2 key items. A wooden spatula. That doesn't scrape the finish off pans. Works really well. Gets a patina over time. Really handy to have. And then of course, metal tongs, and I prefer the kind that lock closed because they take up less room in my drawer. It's important to choose a cutting board that won't damage your knife. I like a plastic for raw proteins because plastic is not porous and it's a lot easier to clean. And then I like a good wooden cutting board for everything else. Now remember, wood can be porous, so after you clean it, rub it down with some mineral oil. Totally indispensable are seasoning trays. I use them for everything, and they double as roasting racks. So I've got a sheet tray, and then I've got a wire rack. When you season on a wire rack, the excess seasoning falls through. And when you roast on a wire rack, air flows throughout. So great to have. Next up, a really good digital thermometer. I don't skimp on these, and Thermopen makes the best one that I've found. This gives you instant read of temperature, no more guessing, stick it in the meat, you know what's going on. And of course, fresh ground salt and pepper. I like these because they have variable grind, so you can choose whether you want really fine ground pepper or really coarse ground pepper. And let me tell you, the difference in flavor between fresh ground pepper and something that's already been ground is massive. Go with the fresh ground. And this right here, an immersion circulator, is truly a magical invention. It keeps water circulating at a perfect temperature. You choose the temperature, you choose the time. When you want to cook lots of things at once, all perfectly, this is the tool for you. Steaks come out perfectly every time. You sear them before and afterwards. You can do roasts in here. Takes a couple of days, but let me tell you, the results are magical. I'm using Joule sous vide machine. Awesome. Well, those are my favorite tools. Get as many of them as you can. It's really helpful when you have an excellent tool to cook with. So pans, tongs, you know, the works. Choose the ones that feel right to you and go for it.